So basically, they say people are trying to offer a more flattering image of themselves, but small enough where folks don't say, "Oh, you a big liar, liar, pants on fire." Because of some of these things you claim ignorance. Oh, I didn't know. So, lies about height and weight were also tailored to the preferences of the opposite gender. Men lied more about their height, given that women prefer taller men as an indicator of high status. High status. And women lied more about their weight, given that men prefer thinner women. All this stuff is contextual. Together, this data suggests that online daters lied strategically in the verbal description of their physical appearance. They deviated from the truth just enough to present a slightly more favorable version of the self without appearing dishonest. They catered to the preferences of their audience, or the perceived preferences of our audience, and they compensated for specific shortcomings such as lack of attractiveness. That's through the verbal stuff. They also, all the pictures. This is what they said. This is really interesting. Specifically, so folks alter their pictures, right? So women's profile photographs were rated as more attractive than their everyday photographs that were taken in the lab. Remember, they did headshots of folks and they compared what's on their dating profile to the stuff they did at the research thing. While that was not the case for men, so men generally look the same. Women's photographs were perceived as less accurate than men's. These discrepancies refer to personal physical characteristics, blah, blah. Results show that women's photographs tend to be retouched or professionally taken more so than men's. Women's photographs contain more discrepancies related to physical characteristics such as age, hairstyle, and skin than men's photographs, and women's photographs contain, on average, more discrepancies than men's. Also noteworthy is that women posted older photographs than men. That is, you can post a picture of you like a year ago, whereas men's were pretty recent, thus displaying younger, potentially more attractive versions of themselves. So, people strategically manipulated some of that stuff. Another important finding regarding the accuracy of photographs is that less attractive daters engage in more photographic self-enhancement than their more attractive counterparts. You think? With unattractive women posting the least accurate photographs. And then again, what does that mean? There's a lot of assumptions here about what is attractive in the first place. Again, it all underscores the strategic aspect of self-presentation, where online daters take into account their own strengths and weaknesses and use deception as a resource to create more flattering self-presentations that are tailored to the preferences of their audience. Blah, blah, blah. Which also sustains all these problematic norms in our society. All right. What's the big takeaway? It moves to the conclusion. First, all this is really just about self-presentation, right? And theories of self-presentation and how we present ourselves, which is a really important issue when we think about it, because we are always constantly in the process of performing who we are, given our audiences, given the stages. But this is one of the things that they say. They do say that we tend to have a little bit more control. We can be a little bit more staged on the stage when it comes to CMC. I got ZZ Top in the background. Go crazy about sharp-dressed man. Okay. It can be argued that this kind of highly controlled self-presentation is only possible in computer-mediated environments, because you don't have the same amount of control in face-to-face stuff. For instance, traditional daters only have limited options for enhancing their attractiveness. Wearing flattering clothes, having their makeup and hair professionally done, or wearing nice perfume. Did you know that the coach of USC has his own fragrance now? It's called Musk Champ. Smells like victory. So So they also have to be highly spontaneous in order to make the best impressions during conversation. I mean, you can't edit stupid things you say at dinner. So in the online environment, folks have a lot of tools to boost their attractiveness, both verbally and visually. So that's really interesting. So the bigger thing, I guess, it's not just about CMC. I do think it's about, because my big thing, obviously, is how CMC and FTF are sort of blurring, merging, whatever the term might be. So all of this, I think, maybe helps us to consider, or at least understand that our very notion of self, our very notion, our identity, is messy and complex. And that's important as we are constantly thinking about, who are we? Who is we? Who am I? I don't know. The Go-Go's are on now. I don't know. I don't know who I am anymore. I am. I shall ponder with my fake. It's a real pipe, but I don't smoke it. I just found it. I thought it'd be a cool prop. We shall think about it. Take care.